The question for many when looking for the next family car, apart from price, is whether to buy one new or used.
Well, it is possible to have both.
Wait, where did you come from?
Don't worry about it, man. Just be happy I'm here, okay?
Anyways, this 2023 Mitsubishi ASX, provided to us by Zimoco Bordeaux, comes with new interior and exterior elements, underpinned by a highly reputable and long-running platform that saw its debut almost a decade ago.
So you have a blend of new and seasoned all in one car. It looks good on paper, though, I must say. But does that translate well in the real world? Let's find out.
This is a vehicle that has been on the market globally for a while now, so its age is starting to show in some places, but generally it's a pleasant place to be in. The ASX is equipped with an 8-inch multimedia touchscreen, but the test unit we had today unfortunately wasn't equipped with one. With the screen present, you have the benefit of wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which allows you to mirror your phone on said screen, which definitely comes in handy when you're trying to navigate using Google Maps.
In addition to that, because everything is laid out in a logical manner, it doesn't take much time to know your way around the cabin. Everything is within close proximity, which helps you keep your eyes on the road, dodging potholes. You have your tilt and telescopic steering adjustment, and driver's seat height adjustment for a more personalized driving preference, adding to an overall relaxed and fun drive.
Yep, air vents at the top, screen in the middle, and climate controls down low. Dead simple. Oh, and even lower than that is an old school pattern automatic shifter, aka the Gaga shifter, followed by two decent sized cup holders and a good old manual handbrake.
Don't forget the armrest, which also houses decent storage underneath, with another 12-volt, 220-watt accessory port. The armrest itself definitely helps the driver get comfortable, especially on long drives. Mode adjustments and other settings can be controlled by the driver via the steering wheel buttons with analog cockpit dials that show your speed and other mechanical metrics. Dead ahead.
It's a simple affair in the backseat too, with notable mentions being two USB ports, but unfortunately this area also lacks rear air vents. With the seats up, you have enough storage in the boot to pack for a family road trip, but if you don't have any rear passengers, you have the option to fold down the seats to reveal even more room and a handy flat floor. Perfect to transport long items like boards or me. Right, driving impressions of the Mitsubishi ASX. How are you finding it so far?
It's actually amazing, if I must say, because I'm actually doing about 80 right now, and it feels like I'm doing 40. That's how much it's not really, a hard ride.
Okay, now you're snitching
Yeah.
on yourself. This is a 60 zone.
Come on. Is it? I can't see the traffic. I can't see the traffic signals.
No, but
But
you're right. I think comfort-wise already, I've got a lot of room in the front, which I really do appreciate. And yeah, the ride is very short-footed. I think. Yeah.
if I must say, well, yes, regarding space, both my cabin, everything is in close to reach, and I think it's fairly a decent amount of space that I have to work with here because, yeah, the steering with the tilt and telescopic adjustment, you can also, push it back or push it closer to you for, a much more personalized feel of driving. I know some people like to be closer to the steering. Well, I like to be as far as possible from it, and it gives me just that. And in terms of driving, comfort-wise, it's not really a hard suspension that there are a lot of bumps and creases in the road, but you can barely feel some of them because they are being absorbed by the suspension, and it's quite nicely quiet in here. You would actually think maybe you're running an EV in here.
Yeah, that was a surprising thing because usually with smaller vehicles like this, they don't really focus on the noise, vibration, and harshness of these sort of cars. But with this one, because it's built so well, it insulates the noise from the outside really well.
It's really nice. I actually quite like that a lot.
Which I think makes it quite perfect for what it was meant to be, which is a commuter, a daily commuter in town. you're gonna be experiencing a lot of noise in these places, but when you're inside, it's quite insulated, and yeah, you're able to commute in peace.
Maybe a comment on that. You actually know that when people make these cars, the noise, harshness, and vibrations, or is it NVH or NHV? I'm not so sure. You correct me, you know the acronyms. But it actually adds to the driving experience. The
Yeah.
more you hear all those noises and vibrations and harshness, when you're doing a long journey, when you're engaged in a long trip, it actually adds to the way you're tired. You can actually get more tired by driving in such conditions over driving in a serene, quiet condition. So in addition to driving comfort, it actually helps out because now you also have that a quiet, comfortable space where you can actually focus on the road. You have larger attention span, which doesn't wear out thin because you are not under stress. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the things that these guys have managed to do in this, which makes me think that if I were to take this on a highway, I would probably do maybe 400 kilometers without feeling that much fatigue from the driving experience because it's not loud in here and it's actually pretty quiet.
Yeah, and how's the 2-liter engine actually? Because I would have thought that it's a bit underpowered because it's not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated.
Let's see about that. This is pretty decent.
Yeah.
This is close to a flat foot.
I think that's just about as fast as you need to go in this size of a vehicle. I think if you need more power, which I don't know. I don't know what you want. I think the CVT though is some people like it, some people will not. It's something that is always going to divide people. I know Brian, for instance, doesn't really like CVTs, but here it's not as bad as it could have been. I mean, there are really bad CVTs out there.
We'll really love to just leave it at preferences.
It's perfect.
I think we'll just leave it at preferences. I don't mind this. I think the 2-liter is performing pretty decently right now because I'm trying to think where we place the car in terms of the segment. This is like a small to medium SUV, and we are looking at probably daily drivers, town driving and all. What kind of power would you need over this 2-liter? I mean, in traffic, what would you need a 4-liter for, or a turbocharged 2-liter, for example?
Yeah, especially.
I think it's appropriately placed. It's for town driving, and when you need a little bit of oomph, it gives you that. So to me, this is actually perfect for what they made it for.
Yeah, and also, I mean, in rush hour traffic, whether you have 700 horsepower or 200. You're all in the same boat, really.
It's like my granddad always says. There's no fast or slow moving car in traffic.
Very wise man. But how's the steering feel though? Because that's also something that
it feels a bit weighted, but I think it's a pretty decent control setup. I'm not so sure how it corners. I'll check when I actually get to a proper 10. Maybe I can do a 3-point turn or a hard turn, but right now, just from how I'm feeling it right now driving, it's pretty okay. It's light, yes, and it's not heavily weighted, so you can actually let go of the steering and it will remain focused straight.
Yeah, and you're also getting a lot of driving or a lot of texture from the road, so you actually got that that response from the steering wheel to the road. You can actually feel what you're driving on, because a lot of new cars now, unfortunately, they have electric power assistance, so you don't really feel anything on the road, so it's like you're in a video game pretty much.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, because it's a platform that's been around for a while, it's just been perfected over time. It still has that old school driving feel where you're actually feeling everything that's on the road, which is also good because you really do need
the
that
driving
feedback.
experience.
Yeah,
you need to have a driving experience and know that you're doing something. I understand there's some cars now that are kind of like making what do they call it? The more you turn, the harder it turns. So it ends up being less of a you use less power turning, or you use less motion in turning. Let's say if it's a 90-degree turn, you can actually get to use a bit. You can go. Okay, he doesn't want to go, so we may proceed.
After you, sir. No, 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 no. I insist.
No, I insist.
After.
No, we insist after you, sir. Thank you.
He passed the roadblock with the popos.
Yeah, I did not pee myself.
Yeah. If we're in a Honda Fit, we'll probably be pulled over by now.
Oh no, yeah,
But-
definitely. There's definitely just something wrong with them. I don't know what it is. They
But
just think that there's always something wrong with the car you're driving.
Yeah, but that's the point we're talking about at the beginning of whether to buy new or used. One of the advantages of buying new is you stand out a little bit more. I mean, this is we have a few more Mitsubishis on the road these days, but they're not as common as the used alternatives. So the advantage of that is that if you really want to stand out a little bit more, and because this also looks good, you're standing out in a good way.
True.
Which is important, especially to us as Zimbos. We really like to be seen.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be noticed. You have to be out there. You have to have your own thing, which is unique to you, that makes you stand out. We had a conversation earlier on, and we were talking about that new and used option. I mean, to be honest, since I'm wearing the glasses of honesty and objectivity, I will say that a second hand is convenient, depending on what exactly you are getting, because the cheaper it is, you better know that there's a whole lot of problems behind it.
Yeah, there's a lot going for it. I mean,
yes. And over the new car, you are guaranteed that you have warranties. This one has, is it what, 200,000? Or what was that? I'm forgetting the specific numbers. 3 years or 100,000 kilometers worth of warranty, right?
3 years
when
of
you-
peace of mind.
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. The reason why you would want to lean on a warranty is because you have a peace of mind. If anything is wrong with this car, you can take it straight to the dealership, claim your warranty, but also there are also methods and ways to claim the warranty. You have to have your cars serviced by them. You have to have your cars maintained and regularly checked and serviced on time. As stipulated by the manufacturer. If you do that, you are guaranteed that any problem with it, you take it back to them, and they'll give you your lever back that you paid for. that
So
you used
after-
for paying this car.
So after all we've said, the conclusion is just one sentence, which is this car is good to drive. It feels really nice. Whether you're a passenger or you're a driver, it's pleasant. And I think when Mitsubishi set out to make this car, to have a commuter car that's just a little bit bigger than your typical hatchback, a little bit higher off the ground than your typical hatchback, yet as the same sort of level of comfort and performance, I mean, this does the job very well. And because it's been going on for quite a while, because it's been, has gone through various iterations, but has still maintained that core essence of it from the beginning, it just shows how good it was, how good they made it to be. And I think that's the conclusion of the driving impressions for this one. And I think we'll go on to the next segment. We'll just find a place to park and do the exterior, see what's going on out there.
Awesome.
The highlight of this vehicle is definitely the face. Outstanding elements include an overall sharp aggressive look, complemented by separated light and indicator assemblies, and chrome garnish all over the place, from the grille to the light accents. Thankfully, it looks great, and it helps not only this but all current Mitsubishi models to stand out in the crowd as they all adorn this signature front fascia design.
A single crest running down the side of the vehicle guides you to the rear, where you're met by functional pieces of design, mainly the 3-diamond emblem and attractive LED lights on either side. Also, non-functional elements in the form of fake fence and what looks to be a diffuser down low, which on this vehicle is a bit ambitious.
Long story short, kana is Rauko.
Kabo. To conclude, the ASX is a small to medium SUV, perfect for urban commuting with a pleasant interior to match. It's a comfortable ride with a supple suspension that irons out most creases and bumps of daily Zimbabwean roads. It's fairly quiet in the cabin, and I can hear myself think. The noise, vibration, and harshness is to a minimum, which makes it a pleasant drive on the highway when doing long trips. you'll get to your destination still fresh.
So at $33,000, you think it's worth it?
I think it is.
If you want to know more and book a test drive, use the contact information in the description below. And on that note, we out!